A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, things just were. The Force was mysterious. The villain was terrifying. The good guys were just trying to survive. Then came the urge to explain, and that was the beginning of the end. Welcome to 277 Broadcast. Today we dive into the tragic fall of Star Wars. Not as a franchise, not as a cultural empire, but as a narrative myth that got dissected to death. Because somewhere between the Phantom Menace and Rey Palpatine Skywalker Jesus 2.0, something sacred got lost. And we're here to burn the corpse with honor. First, Vader died when Anakin was born. The original trilogy worked because it didn't try so hard. It was instinctual, visceral, almost childish. Good versus evil, rebels versus empire, laser swords and breathing masks. There was mystery, silence, power in not knowing. Then came the Phantom Menace, where we learned that evil was just a sad child with mommy issues, space capitalism, and bad dialogue. Darth Vader was no longer an archetype. He was a bureaucratic accident. A chosen one gone rogue because the Jedi were too uptight and Natalie Portman was too hot. The Force wasn't mystery anymore. It was a mitochondria infection, and we all suffered for it. Then, midichlorians and the myth of explanation. Do you remember when the Force was a religion? A feeling? Something bigger than yourself? Now it's measurable, scientific. If you don't have the right count, you're out. It's the Hogwarts sorting hat, but with blood work. That's not world building, that's world shrinking. The prequels didn't add depth, they added a PowerPoint presentation. And when you have not a second but a third chance, the sequel trilogy, Rey, Palpatine and the Disney Messiah complex. You'd think after the prequels, someone would have said, maybe we don't need to explain everything. Wrong. So wrong. Rey starts as a nobody, and that was good, hopeful, democratic. Maybe the Force chooses weirdos from nowhere. Great idea. But no. Turns out she's Palpatine's granddaughter. Because apparently the Force is just a royal bloodline with a family tree messier than a telenovela. And then she takes the Skywalker name. For what? Symbolism. Because we are all Skywalker? Because blood doesn't matter but legacy does? No. It's because Disney doesn't trust you to understand metaphor. So they hand it to you, cheap and noisy and pre-chewed. Finally, the rise of the meaningless symbol. Rey isn't a character. She's a corporate mascot. Her arc is not earned, it's designed. She's not a Jedi. She's a TED Talk in a cape. And Palpatine, back from the dead. Again. Because no villain can stay dead when the merchandise still sells. The message? We're all the same. Good and evil are inside us. But if we love each other and say, I am all the Jedi, then fascism dies. Cool. Except no. That's not how war works. That's not how power works. That's not how myth works. It's how HR departments write epic fantasy. And yet, it can work. Mandalorian? It works. Why? Because it doesn't care about explaining the Force. It's a space western. It's small, gritty, personal. Andor? Beautiful. Because it's not about destiny. It's about survival. About people, fear, rebellion. It's human. It's ugly. It's honest. Animated Clone Wars. Glorified chaos with laser swords, but it owns it. It doesn't try to justify. It just exists. Conclusion. Let the Force be a mystery again. You don't need to know why Zeus threw thunder. You just need to know that when he did, the world shook. Star Wars didn't need more. It needed silence, gaps, shadows, myth. Instead, they gave us blue lightning grandpas, Zoomer Jedi saviors, and metaphors that scream instead of whisper. So here's the deal. If your story can't breathe without backstory, maybe you didn't have a story in the first place. Subscribe if you love myth, hate lazy lore, and want to see the world burn in high resolution. And remember, you don't kill the Force with blasters. You kill it with lore. See you in the next galaxy.